back, guys. We're gonna adjust the watch band on this Tandorio watch today. So these came from China, way too large, and just wanted to adjust it and do it on video for you. Here I'm pointing out where the links have little arrows, and that's to indicate where you can push the pins out, and it's telling you which direction to push the pins. So I'm kind of cheating here and using the tool that came with a steel dive watch. Now the Tandorio didn't come with any tool to adjust the band, so you had to provide your own. Unfortunately, I had just purchased one of the steel dive watches too that came with this watch band adjustment tool, and it works pretty easily. You just set the pin on the hole where the watch band pin is and turn the screw, and it pushes it back out for you. I guess the only tricky part is to make sure you're pushing it in the right direction, so pay attention to the arrows that they put on the watch bands. And I guess these are just folded pins. It's a piece of metal that's folded over. I used to call those cotter pins, but I guess that's not what they're called. Split pin, I think, is the proper name for it. From what I understand, there's nicer bands that'll actually have a screw instead of a pin, but these ones, they're cheap watches. I wouldn't expect them to have anything fancy to them, but they do look good. At least in my opinion, they look good. There we go. Amputated the band from the watch, or at least the clasp portion. I figured it'd be easier to work with if I just took it off completely. The only issue with taking it off completely like this is now you gotta be mindful of which direction the clasp goes on when you put it back together. There we go, trying to figure out how many segments to take out. I don't know if you got a better way to adjust these things and know how many links to take out. I'd love to hear that, because I pretty much do some guessing. I think I took too many links out. Took one too many links out when I did this on this video, on this recording. But I went back after the video and added one more link back in. So it fits great now. There we go, pulling some links out. I will say that this 5-segment band is a lot. It's a bit more difficult to adjust than the 3-segment band that I got on my steel dive watch. You just got to align all those little segments as you put the pins back in, and it's a little tricky. It's not too bad. I mean, if you got 2 hands, you can do it. There you go. You see, I'm kind of fumbling with how do I hold all these segments at the same time. And here I'm just kind of comparing the orientation of the clasp with my steel dive watch, and just comparing that to the layout where the pin is and the latch is for the Tandorio. And that was just so I made sure I put the clasp on the right direction. You get used to using the clasp one way, and if you got one watch in your collection that's the opposite, it's not a deal breaker or anything. You can certainly wear it that way if you prefer it. It's just you probably want all your watches to run the same way, and there's probably technically a correct orientation. It's just, does it really matter? I don't think it really matters. It works either way. There we go, lined up all those little segments. Oh no, I missed one. So that's kind of the tricky part, is trying to hold all those segments in line as you push the pin through. And I guess the good part about it is that there's not a lot of resistance in putting that pin in until you get to the very end, where I guess the split part of the pin is flared out just a little bit to make it so the pin doesn't fall all the way through. There you go. See, it kind of catches right at the very end. So it only got like, what is that, like a 1/16 of an inch or a couple millimeters or something hanging out. And then I just pushed it in the rest of the way with the back of that punch. Get to do it all over again with the other side. Trying to get all those things lined up. Make sure I'm pushing the pin in from the right direction. I think I get this the first time on this side. Yeah. Looks good. Just double checking, making sure I got all the links in there, or all the segments of the chain. And push the pin in with my punch. There we go. Got it adjusted. Test fit it. And here's where I realized that, oh, it's a little too tight. I can get it on my hand. I just, yeah, it's a little snug. I like to have a little bit of play in there. I don't want it real tight on my wrist, because you want to be able to move your hand around without binding up against the watch band. But like I say, I adjust that, or put one more link back in it, and did that off camera. So there we go. You got the little extra links now. Make sure you save your extra links, throw them in the box that it came with, or wherever you keep your watch bits. Lay it next to the steel dive watch, just as kind of visual comparison for you. But that's about it. That's how you adjust it. You do the steel dive ones in the same way. That's it, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. Bye.